stuck here. The cops won't bother me. Well, I decided to take it for a little bit of a spin. I did put this the thing on there. You can see it just starts right up. Actually, I probably need to get some gas. Let me check my gas first. It should be, yeah, I still got plenty of gas. I ran so much gas through the engine already, trying to get it to run. Feels good to have this thing run, man. That's a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work to get this to operate well. I'm not happy about those hoses there, but alright, let's turn this hog around. Kickstand up. Kickstand is very rough. It feels very weird having my my feet up like this. Feels really weird. So this is the first real ride where I get it on the road. Wow, it actually feels pretty good, man. I'm gonna make sure that I use my hand signals here because I don't have any signals. It doesn't turn out good. Also have to keep in mind that, you know, I got brake fluid all over the place and all of these engine oils. Man, I can't believe this thing runs after so long. The throttle is kind of sticky. I think my cables are not properly tensioned. The return, man, it's comfortable. Suspension is nice and cushy. This feels like a Honda Accord. When you you know, drive an Accord after coming from like a sports car, it just feels so much cushier. Oh man, look at this. Wow, it's got a kick. It's got a nice little kick. I can't believe that this is a 1985 Honda Shadow 700. It's a VT 700. Okay, let's see. It's got a little bit of a delay there. It sounds pretty good. I hope it doesn't break down on me, but I thought that I wouldn't like the handlebars, but it feels very natural when I'm on it. I'm alright. I'm in sixth gear? What am I? Wow, the top gear is almost like flat. There's no power to it at all. Wow, there is no power on 6th gear. That's funny. And the RPMs are like a 2.5 thousand RPM, so very low at top gear. So I'm in 6th gear at 40 miles an hour. I like the engine, man. The engine is very like mellow, but it feels like a tractor. You definitely, I'm like looking around, make sure that I tightened everything. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna drop it to 5th. Yeah, sounds really good. This is a cool sounding bike, but that was never the case. You know, I realized that the V-twins always sound good. Even in Harleys they sound good, but I think I like how quiet this one is. It's a quiet bike. It's not obnoxious like the Harleys, and it's just awesome that it's like a bike from 1985. When you realize that you're riding a bike that's 35 years old, it feels kind of neat. It's like you don't see cars from 1985. This thing does feel, it doesn't feel like an old bike. I'm telling you, man, when you ride this thing and you compare it to the NC700, this one's got a whole lot more character. This one's more fun to ride. The only thing that concerns me is that I actually bypassed the fuel pump relay. Oh, alright. And this right lever for the brake, the front brake, is actually bent. So let me look at my front brake there. Looks good. The brakes are mushy, but I think it's just from the age of the bike. It doesn't seem like it's due to the front brakes being bad. I think that's just the way these brakes are. They're not very powerful. Man, it sounds cool, man. Wow. It actually has got a nice kick, guys. It's geared very high in the last few gears. 5th and 6th, I mean 6th definitely feels like it's an overdrive. You know, I feel that riding a bike like this is kind of like the same thing I feel with cruisers. The only people that look down on you are the sport bike guys, because they think somehow that speed is the only thing that people want in a motorcycle. But this bike gives you like a feeling, and it's a feeling I've never had in a bike. It feels cool, like going back to 1960s, and you have all of these guys on the highways. It does feel like you're going on an adventure. It feels really awesome. Look at that guy. What is that? I don't know what that is. It looks like it's a sport bike cruiser thing. I don't know. I think this was the competition for Harley Davidson in the 80s. And Harley in the 80s was producing some major dog shit. And when the Honda Shadow came on the scene, all of these guys with Harleys were switching over to this because the quality was just amazing. It had the cruiser styling, it had a V-twin, and it was reliable. And I think people in the 80s, reliable was not really a trait that Harley had. You can kind of compare it to a tractor. Tractors, they're powerful. They can like dig out stumps from the ground, but yet they're not fast. You know, they just have that power down low. And I think that's one of the beauties of V-twins. V-twins have that power down low, and I think people really like V-twins for cruisers because it gives you a very interesting engine. And a lot of motorcycling is about interesting engines. It's about the feeling that you get. I see it's warming up just a little bit more. Man, this shopping center is actually pretty full. So, here we go. That's my wiring for the pump. I'm going to turn it off and listen to the pump. I wanted to see my coolant level is also low. It's not making a lot of smoke from the exhaust, which is good. The condensation is gone. I think I need to pull my carb slightly down. I think that is an issue here. But it sounds pretty good. I think, yeah, the carbs definitely need to be pushed down a little bit. I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe I can push them down without the but I think it's good. It's not leaking gas. I don't see any leaks. My coolant level is low. What is this? Is this new fluid that's coming out? My sight glass is not leaking. But this is... where is it leaking from here? Is it leaking from somewhere here? I don't think it's leaking from there, but don't think it's leaking from here. I think this is just old oil. We'll have to... I'm going to wipe this out just a little bit. This looks fresh, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. It has to be coming from the brake lever or from the line, but I don't think so. It looks wet here, but you know what? It might be that bolt that's not. That could be it. Is it here? This looks a little wet, so that might be one of the things that could be leaking. My suspension is definitely off. Let's keep an eye out on this, because this is new fluid. But of course, I bled the brakes and stuff, so that could be an issue. 1985, and it lives. I can't believe it. Man, what a crazy thing. I can't believe I got this thing to work. I'm not gonna go into this corner even slightly hard. Oh man, oh, it wobbles. I think it's the tires. Yeah, this thing wobbles in the corners. Weird. These squids, I just came back from the ride, and I wanted to give you like a little bit of an overview why the handling was so bad. Front tire was almost empty, and of course I need to completely remove it. It's got good thread, but if you look at the sides here, it's cracked all along. But another thing I noticed is this left fork seal is wet. There's actually water inside of the fork because I cleaned it, and of course look at that. That is a busted fork seal, and I am no newbie to the fork seal thing. I've been changing them for a while now. I changed it on the FJR, on the V-Strom, on the old Ninja 250 I had, the new Ninja 250 I had, Speed Triple. These things always bust, of course, but you know, it's so old. I need to, I guess, order new fork seals, and hopefully they'll come soon enough, but you can still ride it like this. It's just oil is going to get into your, you know, your rotor and all of that, and you don't want that. So it's a good idea to get that fixed, but I'm very surprised that this thing rides really fantastic. Shut that petcock, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.